So what we can see, if we see that if we make a mistake here, the mistake will be propagated all the way down. All our results, all our diagrams will fail. How to avoid it? Then we suddenly say, hey, actually we need versions of our results, of our research. Suddenly we see, if you want to have like a real statistical comparison that are accurate and just not helping us to prove something that maybe doesn't stand, then we have to have like a really serious approach to that. And then we have to have a versioning of our data sets, of our data. We have to have a versioning of the whole experiment. And that is actually, I can already say my claim, that is the reason why we need this complex thing. And I think actually it's not that complex, actually it's very elaborative, and anyone that is participating, if the two of us are working together, we can analyze this structure, which is like a real-time thing in our system, and we say, actually, here is something wrong. Or parameters for parsing are wrong. And then we can have a dialogue as a collaborative researcher team. We can have a dialogue what is wrong in the system, or basically improve it. So, and that is actually my main research out of this particular project, is how to optimize, how to manage business processes, and not business like earning money, which we are academics not interested in, but basically procedures. Business processes are basically procedures that we are used to achieve particular results. How to manage them, how to optimize them, how to design them, how to communicate them, and how to use the most optimal procedures to achieve best results. So from that perspective, actually we came merged here and realized, okay, we need a more elaborate system which will describe our procedure and present it in an elaborative way. And a way that we can discuss and we can memorize it and we can basically improve it. So after we parsed, then what we have? We have after we did parsing text, what we can do next? We can do parsing. We can parse our document. And then what we do with basically that tags. What is noun, what is verb, etc. However, if you ever been doing like with the real tools, you suddenly realize how does it working. There is a particular external tool or separate tool that is doing parsing. Suddenly you have to introduce external tool. That external tool will do parsing for you. You have to adopt your results for the tool. However, the tool is not providing same tag sets. Why? How does it working? Well, basically, this part of speech is being mainly trained on the big corpus, and then you train it, okay, if you get this particular word in this context, you have to realize and recognize this is part of speech tag. However, there is no unified terminology, there is no unified rules of these tags. So like, let's say in Russia, there were few part of speech taggers trained corpuses, etc., that produce different tag sets. In a French, if you want to, so in a French school there's a different, in English there's a different. So how we can do comparison if we have a different tag sets? We will get the wrong results. We'll have like a different distribution sets that will claim, okay, there's a difference between English and Russian just because we didn't realize that there are different tag sets. So then we have to solve that. And then what is Jenny actually basically doing there? She's trying to map different tag sets into one unified tag set that is of our own interest. So we described our own tag set, and then all different French, Russian, English, hopefully Serbian, we will map into one unified test. Yeah, because I'm interested in undeveloped languages, unsupported languages, so that's one of them is Serbian. So I think Russian is not that exciting anymore, I guess. Then when we have this, we can do a real magic. This is actually was just basically preparation. Okay, we have all our data sets that we need. Okay, now we can do more exciting things. We can do like distribution of what? We can basically see a frequency distribution set of what? Name, space, data, part of speech. So basically we do distribution of part of speech set. What we do part of speech unigrams, bigrams, and trigrams. And then when we have them here, so from part of speech, we create distributions, frequency distributions, then we store it here. When we have it here, we need to export it. Okay, we do another task, we export it, and then we get HTML, we get Excel files. So Zhenya is now free to compare, to analyze, to search, etc., to use HTML, etc. However, then we can say, well, this is interesting, but what about another thing? What for, let's say that we want to have a stylistic features. Let's say that Nabokov, when he is writing in English, he needs express him more because it's not his native language. He's searching for particular impression or particular adverb or adjective in English. He cannot find it. That is assumption. He needs to describe him in a more details. He needs maybe like two adjectives to try to shape or kind of get the taste of a particular Russian cognitive impression in his mind. Okay, can we search that? Well, basically, we developed that another support that didn't exist in any other external tool. So we provided a way that we can, with kind of a regular expression, describe, okay, I would like to search and find how many occurrences of a double adjective or double adverb exist in the text. And then compare it to the corpus. And then basically, okay, I see there is more. Interesting, excellent. So let me see, and then I would like to see also examples, give me some examples from a particular documents, novel, to see where this is happening. I can do that. I search for them, I get them, I export them. Another document, another examples, and that is another hint for, in this case, Zhenya, which is just a metaphor for a literature scholar, that will basically do observations, same is Mademoiselle, and then figure out, aha, there is a black, or actually, aha, this is interesting. Okay, now I need to do a second loop. I can do this experiment or another experiment. Okay, now I know what I'm searching for. So she got a hint from particular quantitative research. She got a qualitative hint. Okay, let's claim that. Let's see, does it really stand? Does it hypothesis stand? She create another experiment, same as this one, similar as this one, same procedure. Create another experiment which will particularly address her hypothesis. And then she will either claim or disclaim, but then she can go back to quantitative analysis, quantitative synthesis, give examples, give understanding analysis, and basically maybe have another quantitative proof that she was right.
Or wrong.
Or wrong. Which is actually also interesting. Because now we can, in academics, we can even prove and be excited that we did something wrong, or actually that something is wrong. And this is experiment. And suddenly, you see basically how it's working. In another experiment, we would see creation of a society of words. We don't need to show it here, and we will not show it. But basically, same as this case, we'll have another task, we'll have another part which will create a society of words. We'll just skip that, and we'll just show you later just how does it look like a society of words. But just like, I mean, okay, I have this. This is very interesting, but it will be really boring if I have to create all this thing for all documents that scholar behind Zhenya actually want to research. So if I have to do all these things for particular Nabokov, for particular Kalol, for all 5 Mademoiselle, it will be really crazy. So what I want to do, I want to say, okay, this is suddenly not experiment. Suddenly this is a sub-experiment. So there is something bigger than this. And what is bigger than this? We can see here. So what we have here, we have Nabokov in English. We have Nabokov in Russian. We have Beckett in English. So all those things basically are encapsulating different novels that are of our interest, that we believe is one category. Nabokov in English. Then we have another category, Nabokov in Russian. We have Nabokov into English, which I don't know why it's here, but anyway. Okay, because it's oldest. However, if we sort it here by alphabetical, okay, then we will have, okay, very nice. Nabokov in English, Nabokov in English. Okay, can we see if there's something different between them, and actually how we can describe all books inside of it, inside of this category. So we just go here, and suddenly, okay, we have it here. We basically see that all what we have to do is just basically just explain. This is corpus English, this is sinister English, etc. All different documents that are of our interest. And then what we do, we just say, execute this sub-experiment. And as we click here, we can see, if you click on any of them, we will get to well-known and good friend, big experiment. So we avoided that and made much nicer approach. However, what we were discussing, hey, but actually different books have different scans. Documents have a different part of paragraph separation, etc. Yes, that is true. That's why here we can describe for each of them what is particular paragraph of speech. So we can tune environment for each experiment for particular book. Okay, so this is the story of experiments. I think it's basically benefit of it. It is quite clear.